The sky has never been silent. Even before the first engines roared to life, humanity looked upward and imagined what it might feel like to rise above the world. But in the 1940s, the sky transformed into something far more dangerous. It became a battlefield where nations gambled their futures and young pilots discovered that life and death could be separated by a single heartbeat. This is the story of the dogfights that reshaped the modern world, where technology, instinct, and human will collided in the thin air above continents. When World War II began, flight itself was barely 40 years old. The world had only just learned how to leave the ground, and now it was learning how to fight in the heavens. Germany arrived first with frightening precision. Their Messerschmitt Bf 109 sliced through the air with a sharp, mechanical grace. Its pilots were trained to strike fast, retreat faster, and leave nothing but smoke behind them. But across the English Channel, Britain was preparing a miracle of its own. The Supermarine Spitfire did not look like a weapon. Its wings curved like those of a resting bird, elegant and light. But once its engine came alive, it became a force capable of saving a nation. In the summer of 1940, the air above Britain turned into a storm of bullets and vapor trails. Teenagers, barely men, climbed into their aircraft each morning knowing they might not return. They fought in tight spirals, in sudden dives, in desperate turns that blurred their vision and drained the blood from their bodies. The ground beneath them held its breath as a nation waited for the outcome decided. By the battle in the clouds across the Pacific, a different war unfolded. The Japanese Zero moved with impossible agility, turning inside any American aircraft that tried to follow. Pilots described it as fighting a ghost, always appearing behind them, always one step ahead. American airmen who tried to outmaneuver the Zero rarely made it home. So they adapted. They learned new tactics. Do not turn. Do not chase. Dive, escape, and return only with advantage. It was not honor that won these early battles. It was survival and rapid, brutal learning. Slowly, the balance shifted. Then came a machine that seemed to rewrite the rules of air combat. The P-51 Mustang. Long range, fast, and seemingly tireless, it could escort bombers deep into enemy territory, reach Berlin, fight, and still have fuel left to search for more. For German pilots, the Mustang's arrival felt like the sky itself had turned against them. The aircraft did not just fly, it hunted. And with it, Allied air superiority became unstoppable. As the war neared its end, Germany unveiled something no one had seen before, the Me-262, the first operational jet fighter. It tore through the sky faster than anything alive. For a moment, the future appeared early, roaring across Europe with engines that sounded like falling stars. But it arrived too late to alter the war. Even so, its shadow stretched far beyond the conflict. Every jet that flies today carries a whisper of the Me-262's design. We talk about these aircraft as legends, but inside each cockpit sat a human being. A pilot breathing hard through an oxygen mask, hands shaking on the throttle, knowing that one mistake meant falling alone into a sky that did not forgive. Some became aces, names remembered in history books. Others survived only a single mission. But every one of them shared the same truth, that courage, more than machinery, decided who saw another sunrise. The dogfights of World War II were more than battles. They were the birth cries of modern aerial warfare. The maneuvers invented in desperation are still taught today. The tactics shaped in fear are now military doctrine. And the machines forged in wartime became the ancestors of every jet, every missile, and every craft that breaks the sound barrier. When we look up and watch a fighter streak across the sky today, we are watching the echo of those young men who fought in spirals of smoke over oceans and cities. Their courage did not just defend nations. It rewrote the sky itself, turning flight into one of humanity's most powerful forces.